Strap in, I'm gonna tell you a little story. Ignore the fact that I really should be working on my lab right now. University's for losers. I don't need to pass university. I don't know what you're talking about. Hello? I have this one class, lecture, management. Now before you assume the worst, I am not a business student. I am a science student, specifically chemistry. Yeah, anyways, my management class is great. My lecture hall is huge. Most people aren't smartasses, except for fucking Jeremy, okay? He speaks up every class and has to put his own 2 cents in. Anyway, and my prof is incredibly passionate. Like, she is thebomb.com. However, it's fucking management. And I don't want to pay attention because it's management. There's 2 things you need to know about this class. Number 1, no phones. No phones. My prof will go ballistic if she senses a phone within 30 miles. I don't know why I said miles. I'm Canadian. Kilometers. What the fuck is a kilometer? If she sees a phone, she can take off up to 10% off your final grade. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Like, the first time she'll take off 2%, the second time she'll take off 5%, the third time she'll take off 10%, etc., etc. Like, she does not like phones. Number 2. If you're sleepy, you can sit at the back of class and she won't look at you, she won't speak to you, she won't notice you, you don't exist to her, you pathetic scum. So May, one day, felt a little sleepy and a little silly and decided to sit at the back of the class with none other than Jonah. Jonah! His name isn't actually Jonah, but it is now. For context, Jonah is a really good friend of mine, and he's also a really smart business student, but he's also a little shit and convinced me to play chess with him in the back of the class, so it's all his fault. All of it is his fault. Anyways, him and I are goofing off quietly, like playing chess, playing Water Girl and Fireboy, etc., etc. But then LMAO has this burning question she needs to ask. A question she's kept secret for so long. A question that was once upon a time asked of her. A question that will determine the integrity of their friendship. What's your stripper name? What the fuck? The class was really boring. We had nothing else to talk about, and it just popped into my head, okay? You cannot sit there and look at me and tell me that you've never thought about it, okay? Anyway, I forgot what he responded with, but it was probably something along the lines of, like, Milk Daddy, because he's poetic like that. And just as I go to tell him what my stripper name would be, doom descended upon us. So the entire time we're talking about stripper names, I oh so inconveniently had my phone sitting in my lap. And as you could probably tell, we were pretty excited to talk about stripper names, so we were kind of being a teensy-weensy little loud. Just a little bit. But it's fine, because the prof was playing a video on the big screen, so nobody cared. Nobody was paying attention. Like, we were in the back of the class. We weren't super loud, but we were, like, kind of, like, noticeably, like, oh, you can kind of see somebody's talking. It was not that big of a deal, okay? Except I turn away from my friend, face the front of the class, and I see a figure looming over me. I turn to my left, and it's none other than my prof zoned in at my phone on my lap. No! I don't know how she teleported from the front of the class to my left side, but she did. Why must God give me his hardest battles? Why? Jonah and I got completely busted. It was the most humiliating moment of my entire life. Like, my fucking prof caught me talking about stripper names. Are you kidding me? She was like, write your names down. We wrote our names down, and I was this close. I was already in the shit. I was this close to writing down my stripper name instead of my real name. But I resisted, because that probably would not be good. That would not fly. I totally didn't go back to my dorm after the lecture and cry. I don't know what you're talking about. I feel like that's fake news. You can never believe people nowadays, okay? Just don't listen to them. Obviously, I wanted to make amends, so I went up to her after the next lecture to apologize. Honestly, apologize, because I felt really silly. And she struck me a deal! A business deal! First business deal of my entire life, guys. Strap in, like, this is serious. She said that if I could score a final score of 10% above the class average, then she wouldn't deduct marks for my little stripper slip up. But god damn it, now I actually have to pay attention to the class! I actually have to care, why? Whatever, it's fine. Oh well, you live and you learn. Oh, and to those wondering what my stripper name would be, Lil Pickle. Or is that a rapper name? I haven't really decided. Okay, bye!